quick because it is such an honor to be here with you guys this Sunday. I know it's playoff wild card weekend, but at the end of the day, those people have made millions already. And now we're going to listen to somebody who's made millions as well. And they're going to show us how to make millions, right? So if you guys are excited, we got Penn State in the building. We got Charlotte, North Carolina. We got Atlanta in the building. We got Louisiana. We got North Carolina. We got LA. Okay, greetings from DC. We got St. Thomas in the building. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. We got people coming in, right? It is 8:06. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Tom Henderson. I'm actually your host for this evening. And I got to say, I'm excited. I'm excited to be alive. I'm excited because it's snowing outside. And guess what? I do not have to go to work tomorrow. Like, I can just chill and get up and whenever I want to get up. Matter of fact, after this call, me and wifey going to just have a fireplace on. We're going to watch a movie and we're just going to go to sleep when we want to go to sleep, right? Because we basically control what we do on a daily basis because we have our own business and we're a part of this academy right here. So guys, if you're ready to hear from our speaker, I need some flames. I need some sevens. I need something in the chat before I bring this young lady up here. So do me a favor. Let's see what we got. Let's see what the flames. Let's see if I got some sevens in the building. And you can tell my voice is already gone because I'm excited when she said yes. I was real excited when Tiffany said yes. And then I got also excited when this young lady said yes to be on this call tonight. So listen, I want to introduce you guys to a young lady that I heard a story about 4 years ago. You know how you hear stories when you're kids about a mystical person or the boogeyman or this person? Well, I heard a story about this young lady that took $40 and turned it into $1 million. And I was like, what? Who is this young lady? And when I met her, I was like, she's a real person. And not only is she a real person, she's so down to earth. We are all a part of her organization. She is a very, very good friend of ours. And I can honestly say when I met her, she changed our life. We were in a situation where we were looking for something. And this young lady, man, she came to town in Atlanta. We went out to dinner. We ate at Spondivita. I don't know if you remember that expensive, seafood, but I was excited to be in her presence. And she poured into us 4 years ago. And guess what? We stuck around. Why? Because you got to stick around successful people. And this young lady is very, very, very successful. And when I gave her a call, I wasn't sure if she was going to jump on or not. But I said, at least I'm going to have 30 people on this call for her, right? And we're at 33, so we can get a couple more. But if you guys can message your downline and be like, hey, we got doctor in the building. I'm not even going to say her name, but we got a doctor in the building. So if you're ready to hear from this doctor, I got to introduce you guys to my good friend who we had the privilege of meeting 4 years ago. And when she was in this academy, guys, when she got involved with this academy, she poured into us. You guys remember the story when I used to say I used to get up at 2 and 3 in the morning to take trades? Y'all remember that? I know y'all thought I was lying, but this is the young lady I was listening to. And I was like, who is this young lady that got me up at 3 in the morning, turning a penny into $10? And guys, when I turned that 1 penny into $10, you would have thought I hit the lottery. And I didn't know this person was real until I met her, and she's our family. So I want to introduce you guys to your upline, the one and only Dr. Kathy Kirkland. So Dr. K, did you make the call?
Yes, I sure did, Ton. Thank you. Thank you, Tiff, for having me on here.
Man, listen, guys, do me a favor. Throw some flames in the chat for Dr. K, and we're going to get this thing started. So Dr. K, do me a favor. A lot of people on here some of them are not even in the academy. Some of them are brand new. Some of them have been around for about a good year or so. And some of them are just looking for something. So what we want to do is we want to kind of hear your story, if you don't mind. And I'm going to actually do what I do best when I get around people that have more money than me. I shut up. So I'm going to unmute my mic. And I just want to hear your story. And if you can bless us, we will be gracious. Grab your pen. And Dr. K, I'm going to throw it to you, young lady.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Guys, thank you for taking the time out of your football game to come on and hear my story. So if you hear a lot of noise in the background, I got my grandkids over here, my husband and my son, they just going wild. They're just yelling and carrying on. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys hopping on and just to hear my story. I am so glad to meet the other half of the team. And if you signed up, I am so grateful for you. This is one of the things that you would never regret. This is something that everybody is supposed to be doing in order to get to the next level. It's not the same thing that you've been doing year after year, trying to, make millions. It's something totally different. But when I first got started, when I first heard about it, back in 2006, I kind of ignored it. I used to be a real estate agent. So when the real estate market crashed, my whole world crashed right along with it, including my 401k that I had worked for over 20 some years. And I had 4 kids in college and a 4-year-old at the time, and a husband who had just retired out of the military after 25 years of service. And we found ourselves living on a half a check because we were not recession proof. And as you see that we're going through a whole nother recession right now. And so I was trying to figure out, I needed something that was going to keep me recession proof. But I didn't want to work 2 or 3 jobs. I have several degrees. I have 4, as a matter of fact, and I don't work in none of them. I have an associate's degree in theology. Now I do work in that. And I have a bachelor's degree in business management, and I have a master's in HR and a PhD in sociology. And it's just been really hard, and so when I first got in and the real estate market crashed, I couldn't even afford a meal plan for my kids. I had 4 kids in college, and I had them going out to local restaurants, befriending them so that they wouldn't throw the food away, so that they were able to eat. I became a squatter in my own house because I knew the real estate laws, and I was only buying myself time in order to be able to figure this thing out. And a good friend of mine, Dr. Jewel Tankard, she had gave me a call, and at that time I had so much pride. I didn't want my rich friend to know that I was broke, but I did want to know what it was that she was doing, because she was still living her best life. and so she, was telling me that she was getting ready to get into foreign currency. She had tried it once before, but didn't know much about it, kind of let it slip through her hands, and she ran into Lawrence Young, and they were telling her about it. And so she said, just meet me in Dallas. And so the same thing that you guys have been hearing from Ton and Tiff about, all you got to do is copy and paste and plug yourself in. And that's all I did. When I went down there to this meeting, it was similar to what we're having right now, but except for it was in person. And when I went down there, I saw how the poor got rich and how the rich got wealthy. And so, and I'm sitting there, and all they did was copy and paste. And I know this is a private Zoom, so I'm going to disclose some incomes. Now, listen, I was looking at people that were, just in college around my kids' age, and they were saying how they had made $70,000 in a couple of days, and how they had made $100,000 in a month. And there was this one guy in particular that had my full blown attention, and he had made $450,000 in 90 days off of $500. So I'm saying to myself, I think it was either 5 or 50. I'll find it and I'll send it to you, Tom, but he's no longer with the company. But anyway, and I was like, these kids, and I said kids because they was around my kids' age at the time. I said, these kids are making this kind of money, and all they're doing is copying and pasting. And when you get around people that know how to make money work for them, you just be quiet and you sit and you listen. So, but they had something that I needed, and I was always, always forever learning. You got to always be a student in order to learn something different. And I realized that in my circle, I was the sharpest tool. So that means I wasn't so as sharp as I thought I was. Sometimes you have to evolve and change your circle in order to get in with people who know more than what you know and doing something totally different that's benefiting them. And so, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to them, and all they're saying is, can you copy and paste? So I heard Christopher Terry's story. He was the owner of the company, and he was talking about how he used to be poor and how he struggled his whole life. As far as, having a place to stay, food to eat. And there was one testimony that he gave when he said, I remember taking frozen peas out of a bag so I wouldn't starve, but not take food out of the kid's mouth. That touched me. He said if he ever made it big, he would bring Main Street to Wall Street. So he ended up with a job on Wall Street. His wife, Isis De La Torre, she taught him how to trade. And so of course, I'm going to listen to the billionaire. And at the time when I signed up, I was so excited and happy because I realized God has now placed me in a position. Now, disclaimer, I am a co-pastor of a church here in Killeen, Texas. So you may hear me talk about Jesus. You may hear me say amen. No offense to anybody else who believes otherwise. I'm just giving you my testimony. So I realized, when I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I'm excited, and I come back, and y'all know how you do. You come back and you go tell your friends about it or family members that need this. And I know I need to be recession proof. If you need to be recession proof, type of 1 in the chat so I know. So I know we got full participation. All right, Jason, I see you. We need to learn how to be recession proof. And that's why I joined this company, because the people that was in it, to me, looked like they was recession proof. And they were showing you how to do it. So I come back and I'm telling my friends about it. And I was like, girl, you need to do this. Now, keep in mind, the same one that now my Mercedes was going into repossession at the time. So I hid my car. I let my friend use it, Eduardo. I let my friend use it so the repo man wouldn't get it, because when I got it, God said, yay and amen. So, the blessings of God come with no sorrow. So I wasn't going to be sorrowful over buying this car and these people come and take it. So I was giving God space to figure it out, to give me the money to pay this car note. And so I had her car, and I'm telling her, listen, she in the same boat I'm in. I'm like, we need to do this. And I'm telling a few other my friends and all this and that. Now, keep in mind, nobody in my circle can help me get out of the mess that I'm in. If you're on here and you're having financial problems, or you were having financial problems, can anybody type a 2 in the chat if anybody in your circle can pull you out of poverty? Is there anybody you connected to that can pull you out of poverty? Type a 2 in the chat if you have somebody. If you don't, type a 3, and I'm going to tell you how you can get out of that. Listen, my friends that I came to, when I'm telling them to get in this, the first thing that they said was, this is a scam. You need to go get a job. There was no way that I can give anybody else another 20 years of my life. I worked 20 some years from age 19 to mid 40s. And my 401k crashed down to $2,000. That's all I had to show for 20 years of working in the workforce. And keep in mind, I had a good job. I kept going back to school so I can get one. But my schooling didn't teach me how to be rich. This is the only academy that teaches me how to make money work for me and me not work for it. So, of course, I was a little frustrated. I'm in the pulpit, preaching faith and telling people how God is going to provide, what they're going to do, how he's going to do it. All you got to do is have the faith. And then I leave the pulpit, get in my closet, break down crying, because I didn't want my 4-year-old to hear me crying, because we didn't know where our next meal was coming from. I hate Roman noodles. And we were eating Roman noodles and all of this stuff, trying to make sure that the baby had more than what we had. And my husband trying to make sure I had more than what he had. And he the one that's going out there physically laboring. He had to take another job going overseas after doing 25 years of service and go back overseas and put his life in danger. He worked 12 hours a day, 6 days a week in 120-degree weather. That's slavery. That's not financial freedom. He had already been on like 4 or 5 deployments and, missed a lot of stuff with the kids. And, and it was pretty much like I'm a single mother, here raising, teenagers and all of that stuff and doing everything that, needed to be done at the house. But he's doing what he got to do in order to bring food back in the house. But he had to work 30 days before getting a check. 30 days before getting a check. Guys, in this program, you can work every day and get paid every day. It's just all up to you. So I'm in the closet and I'm crying. Tiff, 1 minute, you know how we get emotional, you know, us women. 1 minute I'm mad. I'm in the closet. I'm snatching clothes off the hanger, throwing them on the floor, throwing shoes in the closet because I'm mad. You know, when you're mad, you want to hit somebody. So I'm mad and, you know, then couldn't do it. And then I got real humbled. Then I started, Lord, please, you know, Lord, help me, help me. You know, I could not be in your pulpit. And this is what I said. I was like, I cannot be broke in your pulpit preaching prosperity. And I don't have it. I need you to show me, is this a scam or not? Because I have no more time to waste. I need you to tell me now. And so, and I just sat there for a minute. And all God said was Ecclesiastes 11:1. The Good News Translation states that it's good to enter into foreign trade. So I knew then that I was in a man-made company with a God-written skill set. I knew I couldn't lose. Do y'all hear me? It's a God-written skill set in a man-made company. It is written. It is good to enter into foreign trade. So I knew right then that, okay, I can make it. But I still turned it to get in. And I'm like, Lord, give me one more. Give me one more side. Let me know. Y'all do it too. I know y'all do it. Because if I'm doing it, I know y'all doing it. I'm like, Lord, give me one more side. Just let me know. And then he told me to look at Matthew 25. I looked at Matthew 25, the 25th chapter, verse 14 down to like 26. It talks about the talents, right? And so he gave 1 10 talent, 1 5, and 1 1. Everybody got that one person in your family, right? Everybody got that one uncle, that one cousin, that one friend, that one brother, that one sister that just can't get right. Everybody got one. So the one that he gave 10 to, he came back and the guy had went out and he doubled the money. God came back for the increase, which was the tithe. God gave him seed to go and sow. And so when God came back, he said, well done, my good and faithful servant. He gave him more and he entered into covenant with him. Now, when you enter into business with God, your business can't help but to be blessed, right? So the one who had 5, you know, he did the same thing. God said, well done, gave him more. Now here come your one cousin. In the latter part of chapter 20, verse 26, he told him, he said, I knew that you were a hard taskmaster and you'll come back reaping where you have not sown, which was lie number 1, because God gave him seed to go and sow, and he only gave him 1. Your job is seed. If you're working 9 to 5, or you're working 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, I don't care how many hours of the day that you're working, that's seed money. It has never meant for you to take your whole check and pay bills. It has never meant that. So the one who had 1, in the latter part of verse 26 and 27, God told him, he said, if you had gave the money to the exchangers, I could have came back for my reward. So he's telling you right there that that was confirmation number 2 for me for the foreign exchange market. Now, some people, you know, say that, you know, you're a preacher, you're a pastor, you shouldn't tell people about how to spend money. Well, how has it worked for you with the world telling you how to spend your money? Who better to tell you how to spend your money than the way that God intended for you to spend it? Because if you knew the right way of doing it, you wouldn't be on this call right now. So in 2 Thessalonians 2:9, the Amplified version, Paul says, we practice in our trades daily so that we wouldn't be a financial burden unto the people, so that they were free to receive the gospel. Now listen, when I saw that, I didn't need to hear nothing else. And you can Google it. Forex has been around since 4 AD. It has been profitable for 2017, 2018 years. And it first started in Jerusalem. So to me, this is a biblical principle for the wealth transfer in order for you to be successful in finances. So anyway, I had $40. That's all I had. I put it in the market and I got on with either Christopher Derrick or Mike Miles. And I'm saying, and while they're on there and I'm praying, how many already in I am? Type a 2 in the chat if you are. When I'm on there, I'm praying and I'm telling them, I'm praying, Lord, bless this man. Anoint his eyes and his ears. Let him see. Don't let me lose this trade. Now, some of y'all will be sitting on there and say, oh, this trade is red. It's red. It's red. You're saying the wrong things. You need to be praying. When I'm on there, Tiff, when I'm on there and I'm getting ready to give you a trade, you need to be saying, God bless her mind. Touch her right now in the name of Jesus so that I win this trade. That's how you're supposed to, that's how you're supposed to do it. So if you hop on with me, y'all better be praying. So anyway, I put the $40 in the market. I pleaded the blood of Jesus over Chris, and I'm just, praying all kinds, because I couldn't afford to lose the $40. That's all I had. And I did over leverage because I didn't know at the time. When I put that money in there, and I knew that 10 pips was guaranteed from my studies. I knew 10 pips was guaranteed. And I knew how to compound, right? If you don't know how to compound, Albert Einstein said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. So you need to learn how to compound your interest. So we know how to do it in order to save money, but we don't do it to make money. Anyway, I put the $40 in there and I was praying, and literally in 1 hour, my $40 turned to $500 in 1 hour. I'm screaming and hollering. Y'all couldn't tell me I wasn't rich. You hear me? I had just made $500. And then I remember that the owner of the company got on at 1 o'clock in the morning. And this is why I started trading at 1 o'clock in the morning, because I was serious about this. I treated this like it was a third shift job. The reason why I did it in the middle of the night, because the owner got out of his bed in the middle of the night to show us how to trade. Plus, that's when the London market opens. And so I got on with him. I bought and sold whatever he said, buy and sell. And then by 6 o'clock that morning, I only stayed on with him for an hour, I had $1,000. And so I remember what the scripture says, that you need 7 streams of income in order to survive. So I took the $1,000, I divided it up in 7 different accounts, and whatever I traded in one, I traded in all. So if I made $1,000 that day, I made a total of 7 across the board. But this was about June, July, when it was starting to, where I was starting to really prosper a lot. By that time, By that time, in August, I had paid off my Mercedes CLS 500, and it's on my Facebook page. In September, I was no longer going to be a real estate agent. I was going to be a real estate investor. I purchased a house in Lawrenceville, Georgia for $350,000. It was valued at $350,000. I paid $5,000 for it. It was a 5 or 6 bedroom, 2-story walkout basement, corner lot for $5,000. I put about 10 to 15 in there, and I ended up selling it for $275,000. I bought 27 acres of land. I remodeled my house, got my house out of foreclosure, redid some things at the church, and I bought a Cadillac and put a pool in. By December 31st, 2016, well, before the 31st, but it was December 2016, my $40 turned into $1.3 million. And to this day, 5 in April will be 6 years time. April, it will be 6 years. 6 years later, my $40 still work for me. So guys, listen, if I can do it, and look, I wanted to quit. Sometimes you know how you lose that money when you go on red and you lose a trade. Oh, this ain't for me. No, it is not for the faint at heart. It isn't. You have to be persistent, and you have to, be consistent in it. This is 2022. You're going to have to do more, and nobody's going to work harder for you than you will. Nobody is going to provide for your family better than you will. And listen, let me tell you something. This is how many trade crypto? When I first got in here, I was offered crypto at 25 cents. Ton. I had the nerve to say that was of the devil. That was not God, because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was, and I'm like, no, because Satan always coming back trying to do something that God has done, right? He always tried to mimic what God has, and crypto wasn't tangible for me. So if it wasn't tangible, I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. That's not it. Then I got offered again at $4,000. It came back to me. No, ain't gonna do it. And then I got in because Dr. Jewel was like, you need to get in. You better get in. So Dr. Jewel was telling us about getting in. And then so I got in. You know, of course, it's growing. I'm buying these coins and everything. But I want to tell you what God revealed to me going into this year. Because I was like, God, I need to know everything. I need to know everything. In order for me to help somebody else, I need you to give me revelation on it. Because see, I have to be sold out for it. I know that the only thing that will last is what God has written, right? So in Revelations 21 and verse 17 and 18, I found out this. Do y'all mind? Tiff, can I tell them? Okay. Revelations 20, it is Sunday. So if you miss church, you're going to get some right now. Okay. Revelations 21 and starting down, I'm going to start at 17. This is the King James Version. He said, and he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of man, that is of the angel. And the building of the wall was of jasper. Y'all know what jasper is. And the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And the foundations of the wall. Now, what I'm talking about is the new heaven that's being built or has already been built. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with manner of precious stones. The first foundation was of jasper, and the second foundation was of sapphire, and the third foundation was of chalcedony, and the fourth of emerald. So what I want you to do now is look up that word chalcedony. I want y'all to go to Wikipedia or your definition, type in chalcedony. Let me spell it out for you so y'all will know too. It is, what is it? I want y'all to read it. It is CHALCEDONY. And I want somebody to unmute and give me the definition.
A microcrystalline type of quartz occurring in several different forms, including onyx, agate, and jasper.
Okay, where do you get that one from?
I just Googled
Wikipedia?
define chalcedony or chalcedony.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I got from Wikipedia. It may be the same thing. It is a cryptocrystalline form of silica compound, very fine in inner growth of quartz and magnum, or whatever that last word is. Do y'all see this? Can y'all see this? What do y'all see?
Magnite.
Crypto.
Oh, crypto. Yes, of course.
Crypto is in the Bible. You know, I just bought the dip, right? Crypto is in the Bible. Now, listen, this can tell you one or two things. This can tell you two things. It's telling you what stage you're at. You better get your life right. Two is telling you that crypto is in the building. Everything that we value as prosperous down here on earth, it's going to be in our walls there. God is using crypto in the third foundation, which is in the middle. In the middle, that's holding everything together. This is why you need to know. So you get a little taste of it here, but by the time you get there, you know how to act when you get in your house over there. When you get to that mansion that's built off of diamonds, gold, jasper, sapphire, and crypto. Crypto is in the Bible. It's a foreign exchange. It's a mineral. You can't, it's tangible. It's minerals, right? So that means it's very small. You can't, tangibilize it or whatever, how you say it. But when you trade it in the market, it's untraceable. You can't, that's why they tell you, make sure you sending it to the right wallet, because if it's gone, it's gone. You can't get it. And that's why the government can't control it. God is not going to give you anything that the government can't control, because it's his. It belongs to him. So guys, if you're in here and you're on this team, you need to be connected to, your first foundation is going to be Forex. That's the basis for everything. And you learn how to trade crypto. Crypto is written. It is written. You guys are touching into a God-written skill set in this man-made company. I don't care who come and who go. You better work for your house. I don't care who's making what. You better make the money for your house. Guys, this is the first time ever in my life and in any of my generations throughout my family on both sides that I now have trust fund babies. You hear me? I could go out, I could buy a rose, I can go buy a bigger mansion, everything. But what I'm doing is, and you know how they say securing the bag? Tanya, you know how y'all be saying we don't get this bag? When I get on, it's like we securing the future. This is what I'm doing. We securing the future. Rich people talk. They show you they're rich by the things that they got. But show me your trust fund that you set up for your kids and your kids' kids. That's wealthy. Rich people will spend 70% of their income and 30% saving. Wealthy people will spend 30% of their income and save 70%. This is when you become in charge of everything but own nothing. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? And Tiff and Tom can be a witness to when I first started trading with them. I said, when you start making a certain amount of money, don't spend it. Call me. A lot of our team got connected in oil wells. How many oil well owners in here? They got connected to oil wells. They start, you got to have the correct LLC. We don't just teach you how to come here and make the money. If you're willing and it don't cost you nothing, I'll show you how to spend it. My kids, when you set yourself up for trust, listen, when you set that up, that's good for 40 generations. You have to renew it every 20 years. When I say money recycles within the Kirkland house, it recycles. It recycles. We don't own nothing. Technically, and I will never pay the IRS again. Because when I make that first $1 million, didn't nobody tell me nothing. I ended up having to pay 40% in taxes. I had to pay death taxes on people who had already died and paid taxes their whole life. They come up with all kinds of crazy stuff to take your money. I said, I'll never do that again. And so I didn't. But guys, I am so grateful that you guys hopped on here. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I started from nothing. I lost everything. I was about to lose the house that I'm currently staying in, and I'm still in this house. I told God, if you ever get me out of this mess, I'll stay right here until I get everything that you need, until it's time for me to move on. And now I believe it's time for me to go to make another step up to get that mansion that I want. And the only reason why I want that is so that during the holidays, when all my family come home, everybody got a room, grandkids and all. So guys, listen, you stick with Ton and Tiff. I've been with them for 4 going on 5 years, and they have not changed. You see me? You see this? This is Ton and Tiff. I'm speaking into my future. They got the vision. They know exactly what to do. Every last person on this team need to have this behind their desk so that you can see it every day. So my name is Dr. Kathy Kirkland. Thank you so much for your time. Ton, Tiff, I'm gonna turn it back over to you. I really appreciate you guys.
Woo! Hey, y'all, do me a favor. Oh my goodness. I got so many notes. My head is just spinning right now. Throw some flames in the chat. Throw some 7s in the chat. Give it up for Dr. K. Listen, only thing I really want, Dr. K, I gotta ask this. So first of all, how can people find you? In other words, the people that are already in the academy, how can they find you? Tell them about your IG. Let them connect with you if you don't mind. Can you unmute?
I'm sorry. It's my name, Dr. Kathy Kirkland. There is, okay. Make sure you look at the spelling because one of them got 2 I's in Kirkland. Everybody's imitating me now. But so it's Dr._Kathy with a K Kirkland.
Perfect. And I got one question for you. First of all, when do you come on? Let me ask that question so people can check in with you.
I do chart markups tonight. That's just my own free will on channel 35 on the Forex Advanced channel. I come on Monday through Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, your time, on channel 17, the Vibrata channel. So just click on Vibrata and look for my face, and then you can take the picture there. Then I come on at 9:30 a.m. Tuesday and Wednesday, your time, on channel 35 on the Forex Advanced channel. So just go to the Forex Advanced channel and click on, oh, that's nice. And click on my picture, and then you'll see me.
So I got one question for you, if you don't mind. For somebody who's kind of brand new, or somebody who's maybe on the fence, maybe they saw the information and they're just, you know, life is in the way, they're busy, they got a lot of stuff going on. What would you say to that particular person who's busy and that person who just joined? What would you say to that individual?
You got to be hungry. You're going to have to be hungry enough to get out of it. You're never too busy to provide for your house. You're busy making money for other people. And that's why I treated this like it was a third shift job, because nobody was calling me in the middle of the night. My phone was not ringing. My husband and my children didn't need me while they were sleeping. You have to find the time. I sacrificed a lot of TV and telephone time. If the conversation wasn't prosperous, if it wasn't edifying, I didn't talk on the phone much. I used that time to read or look at videos. And if it wasn't, when everybody else was sitting down watching TV, I came and I put myself into the back office of I Am Master Academy, and I studied those videos and I learned how to mark up those charts.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us. You know, this evening is such a pleasure. Again, I remember hearing these stories about this young lady, and when we met you, we was like, oh, she's cool. And you adopted us as family. You know, I remember that phone call when we hit P5, you called us. Me and Tiff was just like, man, this is, you're a good person. And, you know, a lot of people talk like they're good, but you are definitely a good person to be around. So if you guys aren't connected with Dr. K, make sure you are, because guess what? That is our upline. She is we're a part of her family, guys. So do me a favor, once again, throw some flames in the chat, throw some sevens in the chat for the one and only Dr. K. Do me a favor and do that right away with Dr. K. Do that right away with Dr. K.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. If you're connected to Ton and Tiffany, you're definitely connected to me.
There you go.
And Dr. K, I just appreciate you so much. I remember the first time we went to a meeting, and, you know, we were in another company, and we were so cocky, like, no, I don't want to see the compensation plan. I just want to trade. And, you know, and you were just so
All of y'all said it.
yes, and you were so nice. And I'm like, okay, you know, well, you can make some money. And I was like, no, I don't want to hear that. And you just let me be in my, you know, ignorance, but you still loved on me. And it's so funny, guys, when we met her, she showed us this compounding chart and how you can really just make your money grow for you. And she walks the talk, and she's there for people. She has a great heart, and she's showing women like us that you can do it. You know, she has so much respect in our community, and she's showing us the way, and we just appreciate you so much, Dr. K. You always have our back. You always support us. And anybody we bring to you, you treat them with love and kindness. And we just want you to know that we truly honor you and respect you and appreciate your time for getting on this call with all of us today.
Oh, thank you. It is my pleasure. Truly my pleasure.
Man, listen, I told you guys 2022, we were going to start this off the right way. I told you guys I was going to bring you some value. And I had to start with Dr. K. I told her, I said, hey, listen, I want to bring some chairmen. She even talked about her making an extra 10 grand a month with the company, but you know, that's just extra. That's just a little something on the side. But I told you guys I wanted to put you in front of people that actually can bring a lot of value to us, right? So I told Dr. K I wanted to start with the original, because when we first joined, this is the story on why we joined this company, because we were connected with this young lady. And, you know, since you guys are a part of the family, you are definitely connected to her as well. So thank you so much, Dr. K. I appreciate it. So for everybody on here, we do this every Sunday for the team, right? We want to just give back. We want to show love. We normally announce new people that have joined the squad. We're going to continue that next week. But this week, I wanted to give it all to Dr. K, all the honor and everything to Dr. K, you know, and listen, guys.
Somebody just asked me, Tony, if you don't mind, somebody just asked me what was my smallest check per month. So that is based on, you know, when you want to make a withdrawal. I made withdrawals to pay my bills. My best day was 94,000. And last week it was, you know, FOMC, I only did 16,000. So, but by the end of January, I started over, and Ton and Tiff know how we do it. I started over, and in 90 days, I'm looking to walk away with another million. We do $1 million every 90 to 6 months, 90 days to 6 months. So it's up to you how small you want your check to be. The more you study to show yourself approved, the more money you can make. The less you study to show yourself approved, the smaller your check. So Tom, I'm sorry.
Hey, listen.
Answer that.
You ain't gotta say sorry to me. They hear this. Like,
no, I said that your chairman check is like your smallest check.
Oh yeah, that's my smallest check.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are always so concerned with, oh my God, I don't want to share with people. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to, but the fact is that as a student, that's where you make so much more of your money. You just, out of the goodness of your heart, you share it with your friends and family, so they're in the know, and like you said, show them the way that they can bring money into their household. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's what I was meaning. But thanks, I'm glad you answered it that way. That was amazing.
So, listen, the only reason why I'm a chairman 10 is because all of my heavy hitters, because I got in it just to help. I wasn't trying to place people in the right spot. When Tottenham came in, they're on my power leg. And if I give the other two legs caught up, well, really one caught up, I would be a chairman 250 right now because they're sharing. But my mission, and I'm still working on getting to 250, but my mission is to make sure your foundation is strong. So if I have to pull back to make sure that my team is winning, that's what I did. I pulled back to make sure my team is winning. I don't know if you know Tom's story where they talked about, you know, the other company that they were in and they was missing checks. So I stopped building to show them the skill set so they would never have to rely on people again. But my chairman 10 check takes care of my mother-in-law, which we just bought her a house a few months ago. We pay all her bills. It takes care of my grandmother. We take care of all of her bills and take care of a couple of my aunts because they're older. And when the pandemic happened, it happened to a lot. And, you know, we pay for college students, kids. We encourage our kids to go to school because they want to go to school to learn certain things. You know, we don't discourage them from doing that. We help, we help feed them. We get them back to school. We do all kinds of stuff. So this is why I have to make millions, because I want to sow. I want to give.
Woo, well, listen, I'm not going to mess it up anymore. Like, at the end of the day, you done brought the heat. You know, thank you for setting us off for this particular month. Guys, you will see her at West Palm. Make sure you guys are coming to the event. We have a huge event coming in March. Make sure you guys tap into the community. We have our own savings investment group, the crypto group, where we showing people how to buy crypto every single day. So make sure you guys get with the person that invited you on this call. If you're not a part of the family, man, I'm gonna just say now, welcome to the family. Just welcome to the family. And for those people that are already in, thank you guys for joining us this evening. So thank you, Dr. K. We really appreciate you so much. And guys, we'll see you at the top because you guys deserve it. You guys take care. Soak Up Sunday is officially over. You guys enjoy your evening. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Sheesh, bro.
Let me go ahead and play some music. I'm trying to play some music, man. Hold on.
I know. What happened to your music, man?
I don't know, man. You know what happened?
Excited?
Nah, I know what happened. My bad. I turned it down when we started. Here it is. There we go. I'm gonna just play this for her.